Hello guys, and today I'm going to discuss about how I tried and failed and probably made things worse when I tried to help someone earlier today. Okay, now somebody was in a car and they, for some strange reason, they'd driven up to where the an entrance to the park for some reason, and they were having trouble getting out again and needed to reverse. And so they basically, I was coming from across the park, and they called me for help, so I wondered what it was about. And they said they were struggling to get out of the basically a sort of almost car park, but not like quite entrance to the it's just a sort of entrance to the park. There is an actual drive. There is somewhere where you can actually drive up to the park and then go into a car park, but at a certain time that car park is closed and you couldn't get in. You just wanted to reverse out, so you just wanted to reverse. I think it was something like that. I can't remember exactly now because there's various entrances in our park. I can never remember exactly which entrance I went to. It's a sort of entrance, and one of them is an entrance to a car park, and sometimes they close the car park, and if you drive up to it, you'll just be met with, a gate, if you like. Anyway, he couldn't get out, so I thought, well, all I have to do is just watch the car and beckon to him like this, and tell him to stop, and tell him to come and stop, and advise him to turn. Well, I told him to go very slowly, and I was starting to back him out. I was very happy, and I was trying to avoid a van that was right next to him. I managed to, what it looked like, steer past the van slowly, and I had to keep helping him and telling which way to turn the car for some reason. And then we got past most of the van, so just the front of his car was near to the van, but then the car was about to crash into a car behind. So I then concentrated on the car behind, and then I tried to guide him how to get past the car behind. But what I didn't realise at the time was, while I was looking at the back of his car now, trying to stop it actually hitting another car, it then was swerving towards the van, because it was very near the end. And so it did, and then I had a look, and I could suddenly see that the car was now right next to the van and actually been slightly scraping the van. So I had to tell him to stop. And I told him to stop immediately, and I told him I was very sorry. And I said I couldn't look at both at the same time. It's very difficult to look at the front of the car and the back of the car at the same time. And I thought I was safe on the front of the car. I thought there was enough gap to actually get past it if he just carried on going. But I think he may have turned the steering wheel, even though I told him not to, thinking he was being clever. And I think he then probably, without realising it, was sort of avoiding the car behind, but as a result was swerving into the van, so it slightly scraped the front of his car. Now, so I told him about it, so I was very sorry. When he came out, it was he then drove round a bit, and some of the paint looked like it had been scratched. I don't know if there was some paint. It was a big NHS van, not an ambulance, a van for some reason, and when I got out of the car, I felt even worse, because he had some sort of NHS identity card, and the NHS is a healthcare system to you, and so he's obviously a health worker of some sort, and he had some, NHS written on what was around him. I know there's a fancy name for it. I can never remember what it is, but whatever you have on that goes on the identity thing, and you have this strap around it, okay? And it was on this strap that had NHS. So it was obviously a health worker. It made me feel even worse. I'd unintentionally scratched this guy's car. And then another woman came along, and she decided to help him by breaking the law. Basically, she got into his car and did a 3-point turn. I wish I thought of that, but I didn't. I thought I could just keep beckoning him back, and I thought it would be easy for me to control him going back, as I could see. I thought, how hard can it be to, help somebody reverse a car back down the street? But it was a lot harder than even I thought. and he got his paintwork scratched slightly as a result of that. Luckily, there was no scratch. It didn't look like a scratch on the van. Maybe the paint was too strong or whatever. So he wouldn't have to pay any damage or anything like that. And I managed to stop him because there wasn't a dent in it, so there was no obvious evidence that anything had gone wrong. And so this woman got in. I said she broke the law because essentially she wasn't licensed to drive that car, so she hadn't got the insurance to drive that car, but she just thought she would help him, and she just got in the car, did a quick 3-point turn, turned the car around for him, so they could just get in and drive all the way out. So there you go. A good Samaritan, not me, but broke the law to help the guy get out. Proving that sometimes the law can be a bit of an ass, because technically she'd have just had said, I'm sorry, I can't help you, and done exactly what I was doing and tried to guide him out in some way, or maybe she'd advise him to do a 3-point turn. I should have thought of it, I didn't. But it was one of those instances where you actually learn the benefits of doing a 3-point turn. I can't drive, by the way. I have taken lessons in the past, but failed 2 tests, and I don't want to go into details on YouTube about it all, but basically I just can't drive, and that's that. But essentially, I haven't been banned. I've never passed a test, but that doesn't matter. So I did understand a real practical point of doing a 3-point turn, because it got him straight out of the situation, and then he got out of the car and let him carry on. But there you go, guys. I did feel bad about it because he wasn't an NHS worker. And also, to all the racists out there, that there are a few, I think there's a few racists that do watch my channel. And no, I don't share their views. The guy was actually black, and so I tried to help Black Lives Matter in some weird way by trying to help the guy, but ended up getting his paintwork scratched. Unfortunately, I did feel bad about it. I genuinely tried to help him. I thought it'd be very easy to just watch and, back in the car, but I realised it's too difficult to see 2 vehicles at once when you're going backwards, because you can't easily look at the back of a car and the front of the car at the same time. It's difficult unless they're going very, very, very slowly, and I misjudged how far away it was at the front. But never mind. At least he got out in the end somehow, even if his paintwork was a bit scratched, and I feel bad about it because it's all my fault for being unobservant. And that's what you get for trying to help somebody. He was very good about it. He said it didn't matter. He could see I was trying to help him, and he's very, very good about it, and so there you go, guys. Okay. There you go. Anyway. That's what happened today, guys, when I was out buying some food, and I could have crossed the park, because sometimes you can get to the supermarket faster that way. Anyway, that's what happened today. I feel bad about it because I was genuinely trying to help the guy, and I didn't want to get his paintwork scratched, and never mind. There you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.